Good morning. Hi, this is Gary Lee Stanley, or you can also call me Gary Stanley Salesperson. Those are what my videos are both under. Listen, we're going to talk about my favorite subject today, which is sales. Yay! And one of the things that, as far as the topic is concerned, that's come to my attention, again, people keep asking me about it, is furniture store and the basics, how to sell furniture. It's just a real simple thing, and I'm going to go over some basic stuff, especially for new salespeople or salespeople who are just getting into business. I think it's vitally important that you know what you're up against, because if you don't seek to understand what you're going to do, you may not ever understand it. It's a really cool thing. I did it for so many years. I'm still selling furniture part-time at a pawn shop. We sell furniture these days. It's crazy, man. We sell everything. But listen, when you first start out, you want to learn the basic fundamentals. Now, what I mean by that for you is what's going to happen when the customer walks in the door. First off, when a client walks in the door, you want to be fresh. You want to be clean. You want to look well shaven. You want to look as your best. That's really important. And you also want to be excited that they're there when they come in the door. Greet them. Hi, it's good to see you. Welcome. And then the next step that you want to make sure is that you have some paperwork in your hand that's going to show them the sales, what's on sale, to give them an idea, because they're a little scared at first when customers first walk in. And their first thing is, I don't need no help, because you'll ask them that. Don't ever ask a question, do you need some help? That's stupid. Don't ever do it. Just casually have a conversation, and when they walk in the door, you show them your brochures, your sales things, and then you also, within a couple of minutes, let them know about the finance options. And a lot of people say, well, why do you show them that? Well, you want to give them the basic information up front so they can say, well, in the back of their mind, hey, we can get this today at 0% interest, or we have free financing for 5 years, a year, and blah, 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 blah. It's a real benefit to the customer. So when you're doing this, you need to think about what's in it for the customer, what's going to pique their interest. Again, they're already a little scared when they first walk in the door. You know, a lot of people buy furniture and stuff over the internet and stuff like that, but the majority of people, they want to go into a brick and mortar store, which is like a regular store, and look and feel and touch the merchandise. The reason being is because they're going to keep it in their home. And when a customer comes in, you've talked to them about your basic stuff. Now, you're probably on an up system, and it sucks, but sometimes you have to wait for the next customer. So every customer that you get is very, very important. And, you know, if you got an open floor plan, which I love, because you can be the salesperson, and if you're done with the sale, because some salespeople are very slow, you know, but I'm not. I'm one of those real progressive people, and I like to get my sales done and get on to the next sale so I can make more money, because we do work on commission. Now, remember also, when you're selling, one of the things you want to do is kind of hover around your customer. You want to kind of, you know, and be in the background cleaning, and, you know, always keeping your ears and your eyes open. Direct them to where they need to go, because they might be looking. Some people say, oh, I'm just looking. Well, they're looking for a salesman. That's what they're doing. They're looking for somebody to help them buy something. They just have to have a niche. And now, if they come across something they like, they call that nesting. And what they'll do is they'll sit on that product for quite a while. They'll look at it, they'll rub it, they'll touch it. They're rubbing their hands together. They're rubbing their chin. They're trying to figure out a way, well, would this look good? You know, and then once you see them nest, that's when you want to approach again and say, hi, you know, I'm Gary. I noticed that you were interested, and it looks like this is something, does this look like something that you might be able to use in your home? And they may say, well, you know, well, yeah, do you have it in red, blue, black? It doesn't matter, because, you know, there's swatches and things, and we can always change out colors and things in this regard. Now, another thing that you got to remember is when you're talking to this customer, you know, you have opportunities once they've nested on something to offer add-ons. Now, a lot of times people don't know this, but in a lot of stores, they're very blended now. That means they have washers, dryers, refrigerators, big screen TVs, and they have things of this nature, which you can add to the purchase of the experience for the customer. Because if you have financing, you're going to be able to help them to get multiple things, and they can pay it off in a timely manner. Sometimes there's no prepaid penalties and stuff like this. Let's get back. Now, when you're talking about selling furniture, once they've nested on it and you kind of talk about it, you know, a lot of times you'll have a little script right in front of you that'll talk to you about the basics, what's in the package that they have. Sometimes it'll sell individual pieces, and you have to kind of ask them a question. Are you replacing the room, or what do you have in your room right now? A lot of times they'll say, I have blah, blah, I have this, I have that. Well, it makes sense if you're looking to make get an opportunity to purchase today, is we sell this piece, and as a group, and you get your biggest savings. And you'll ask them, does that make sense? And they'll go, well, yeah, that makes sense. And then you're going to talk to them a little bit more and say, well, would this fabric fit in your home? Or would this look fit in your home? And a lot of times they'll either say yes or no, or if they keep rubbing the furniture and they're rubbing their hands together and they're doing this, they're thinking about, maybe this is what I want. Now, what you need to do is go back into your presentation. You want to show them some feature benefits. I carry a little booklet. With the booklet, it gives some basic information about what's inside a sofa, what's inside a refrigerator, what's inside electronics, so that the customer, because a lot of times salespeople don't do this, you get the capability to be able to show them what's inside what they're about to purchase. Now, that makes you look really different. It makes you look like you're an expert about what you're trying to sell. And if you look like an expert to the customer, they're going to be willing to open their minds and to be able to buy from you, because people want to buy from people that they know are sophisticated, smart, that not are pushy and overbearing, but people that seem to care about what's in it for the customer. Now, once they've made their decision and you've talked to them about the purchase, because you've showed them features, benefits, you want to show them, there's just so many different things. Now, you need to do your research, look at your products when you get into sales, and start talking about them. If it's bedding, you want to talk about the softness and all the ins and outs. And if you have different electronics, computers, cells, because a lot of this, like I said, stores are blended. You want to know as many basic hot buttons as you possibly can. And if you don't study the craft of sales, you're going to be weak and you're not going to be able to sell as much. Now, here's a big thing. Now, a lot of times we offer warranties. Because most of your manufacturers have what they call a limited warranty, sometimes 90 days, sometimes a year, and they don't cover the fabric. They don't cover the mechanisms of your recliners and things like that. So another thing that you need to have with you is also a little booklet about the benefits of extended maintenance agreements and warranties and fabric protection, and also these different things. Now, you can add on for bedding, something to align the bed to keep it from, if somebody has an accident, it won't go through to the fabric. Now, it's very important that you learn the basic fundamentals about these, because it makes you a lot of money. Now, I'm very much an advocate for warranties, and the reason why is because I believe in them. I buy it on all my furniture because I've seen in the past, if there's a tear, rip, or something and it covers, they're able to replace it for you or fix it. And that's a wonderful thing, because furniture is not cheap. Now, most people, they have a budget that they're trying to stay within, but if you get them something that they can afford, they'll be excited to buy that. Now, here's another thing, credit. If they have credit, a lot of times we offer our own financing, 0% interest modes. You have different things where you don't have to pay your payment except for the minimum payment every month. Now, if you've paid this and you're talking to the customer, they have their own credit. A lot of times, some people have bad credit. There ain't much you can do about that, but you can ask, would you like to pay cash, in this regard? The other option is we offer in-home, and we have our own service, our own financing, and all we have to do is take a few minutes, fill out this basic information, and then what we'll do is go ahead and we'll write the order up. Now, the question before you sell the financing, is if you want to say this, would you like to go ahead and have this delivered as soon as possible? And then shut up. Oh my gosh. Because what you've done is you've put the ball back in the customer's court. They're looking to buy something, but they need an assistant to help them to say, hey, it's okay, we're going to let you buy this today. Now, once they've made a decision and you've asked that question, can we get it delivered? Now, they may change the topic about, well, I don't know how to pay for it. The financing, remember, we get back to that. When you talk about the financing, after you've closed them on the sale, basically, you want to just ask them, basically, how are you planning on paying for this today? And just leave it in their court. Well, they may go, well, listen, let me explain. We do offer financing, and the benefit behind that is you have the opportunity to make small payments each month to be able to have something very special for your home. And then you want to break it down for them and say, we have this promotion right now where you don't have to pay this or that. It's just a lot of little easy things that you can talk about. Now, again, customers don't come into your store for no reason. They are there for somebody to assist them to buy something. So you be that assistant, that advocate for them. And once you've figured out the capabilities, just write it up. oh my goodness, then get their credit background check and so forth. It doesn't take that long. Sometimes customers will even come in, and they've already been pre-approved. So you kind of want to fill them out and find out what they've got to do. Now, the next thing is when you sell this merchandise, you need to set up a date for this merchandise to be set up and delivered. The sooner, the better. And you also want to check your stock. And here's a good idea, folks. If you have inventory on the floor, you kind of want to look it up in your system to find out if it's available. Because if you sell something and it's the last one, you might run into a problem, and then you run the risk of just losing that sale because they want that particular product. But if you have an idea that, hey, we have plenty of these in stock, if you have a sale and you want to check to make sure that inventory is there, do that beforehand. I've worked in the front and the back end of the furniture business. I know that if it's out of stock, a customer will not be happy. So you want to try to sell what you have in your stock and the colors and the preferences. Now, they do have special orders and stuff like that, but the big thing is if the customer can see themselves in this particular product, they'll be willing to buy. I just bought some furniture not too long ago, and I know how to sell furniture, and the guy that talked to me, he was all right, but he could have done a little bit better. So if you want to be a great salesperson and a great furniture salesperson, even a sales manager, you need to learn the basic fundamentals about how furniture works, electronics, computers. You want to know how bedding works. You want to know, again, all these different things. And you want to have tools in your toolbox to be able to go revert back to so you can show the customer. Remember, if they see something, they're more inclined to understand it. And if they can see it, that they can see a benefit. And what you want to do is you romanticize the purchase of the furniture, because if you can kind of put them in a situation where they can see themselves owning it, oh, it'll look so good in my house. It'll look so good. How many people are going to be using this? Or what room? How far are you going to be sitting from it? Are you comfortable with what you got right now? You want to ask them a lot of pertinent questions about what they like, and if they have an itch, fill it. This is Gary Lee Stanley. I also go by Gary Stanley, a salesperson in a lot of my sales videos. If you like what you heard, we just had a great conversation on what are the basics of selling furniture. It's really important that you learn the basics because you can be very successful. And I was for many, many years. And I love selling furniture because I love it. It's just fun. It's just beautiful. And it gives you a great life. Listen, you have a wonderful day. And this is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had that great conversation about furniture and you selling it. And you can do this because I have faith in you. And do me a favor. If you like what you heard, give me a like. And if you'd like to subscribe. And if you'd like to share some information or maybe get another topic that you're interested in, just let me know. And just do me a favor. This is Gary Lee Stanley. That's my brand. If you need anything, just call. And this is important. You're a salesperson. So go out and sell something.